Hey everyone, this is Harrison Kopp from Grab a Stack of Rock. Welcome to the show. I'd like to bring on my co-hosts, Harrison Kopp, Dapple Daniels, and Johnny Metal. How are you doing tonight, folks?
Why, it seems I've become superfluous to requirements here.
I look better. I look more like you without the glasses, but I needed to see for what I was doing there at the beginning. I need to be able to read somewhat. How are you doing tonight? Happy Halloween, guys!
Happy Halloween!
Now, Johnny Metal,
Happy
I know
1st of November.
for you, yes. Johnny Metal, I know tonight you said you were dressed up as Johnny Metal.
Hey everybody, let's get sweating with to the oldies.
Oh my God. And Rob, you look like you're from the Victorian ages, perhaps Jack the Ripper himself.
Well, actually, unfortunately, you can't see the symbol on the side here. It is the Assassin's Creed. The hat is Assassin's Creed, so I'm basically an assassin.
Okay, beware, Harrison. You two guys are adjacent. I'm just concerned for the two guys that are adjacent to you, so be careful. Harrison, what is your costume?
With my cane.
I don't have the hair for it, but with this jacket I'm wearing, I am Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil 4.
2 video games.
Yeah. Ah. And when it ultimately gets too hot, I'll take off the jacket and I'll still be Leon because he loses the jacket.
All right. Well, as you guys know, tonight we are doing our top 5 costumes on bands. I have some photos lined up from these gentlemen. I have some physical CDs from myself. But first, as promised, I want to play for you my Ace Frehley tribute, which is my top 11 Ace Frehley tracks. It's really hard to do this without glasses. These consist of his solo tracks, Frehley's Comet, and Kiss. So rest in peace to Ace Frehley. Feels appropriate to do this on Halloween. So here we go.
Respect.
Hey, it's Mike from Grab a Stack of Rock, and welcome to our Halloween special. This is the Ace Frehley segment of the Halloween special. Here's my 2002 Ace Frehley Mini Mate, suggested age 4 and up. Yes, so we are celebrating Ace today on the Halloween special, and I have my top 11 Ace Frehley tracks from his solo career, from the Comet, and from Kiss. So let's do it, starting with number 11. It's Take Me to the City from this edition of Spacewalk, not all editions of Spacewalk. This one has the 11th bonus track, Take Me to the City by Ace Frehley, featuring Sebastian Bach on background vocals. Next up, number 10, Rock Soldiers from the debut Frehley's Comet album. I know, some of you think that song should have been rated much more highly, but we might see this album again. Next up, Space Invader. It comes from Distant Galaxies. I think of the post Kiss reunion solo albums, I think this one's the very best one, Space Invader, and that title track is just a monster. I had a hard time picking between Juvenile Delinquent and Separate from Second Sighting, the underrated second Frehley's Comet album. I'm going to go with Separate, the good from the bad. But then, the next album, Trouble Walking, a lot more people like this one than Second Sighting, which is fine. That's fine. I have no problem for that. Back to School, featuring Sebastian Bach. Oh my God. That's 2 songs with Bach, by the way. Awesome track. Okay, and then from Anomaly, hey, this is the deluxe edition. We're going to go with Outer Space, which is actually a cover tune. Check out Mitch LaFon's A World with Heroes Cancer Care CD for the original version of Outer Space. Returning to the debut Frehley's Comet album, I have to go with Into the Night. Next, Shock Me from the Love Gun album. This is again the deluxe edition. Ace Frehley's first recorded lead vocal. Shock Me. It's iconic. It had to be on there. Number 3 from the debut Ace Frehley solo album, the Kiss solo album, you might want to call it. Gotta go with Rip It Out. It had to be on my list. I'm going to go with the studio version, although I love the version that's on the Live Plus One EP. We're going to go with Rip It Out. Take My Heart. You wanted it from the start. But where would we be today, folks, without Kiss Alive 2 and Rocket Ride? Yeah, I don't have actually a proper copy of Alive 2. I just have this complete Alive box set, which has Alive 2 in it, which kind of sucks. I can't show you Kiss Alive 2, but Rocket Ride is on here. They recorded 5 studio tracks for side D of Kiss Alive 2. We're going with Rocket Ride because Baby wants it fast. Baby wants a blast. But at the end of the day, words are not enough. And yes, I know this is a surprise to many people, but words are not enough. The only studio track on the Live Plus One EP is my number one Ace Frehley track of all time. I've loved it since day one. I don't know why. I've played it countless times since then. I played it several times today. And I love Words Are Not Enough. It has kind of like a programmed beat, kind of like ZZ Top were doing at the time, which isn't to my taste, but it has a smoking guitar solo too, a long one. And I think it's one of Ace's best guitar solos and one of Ace's best songs. So there you go, folks. Words Are Not Enough. My number one track from Ace Frehley. For Kiss. For The Comet. For solo. That's my number one track. Rest in peace, Ace Frehley. My very first rock hero. I nicknamed myself Ace in the 8th grade because I loved Ace Frehley so much. And of course, nicknames that you give to yourself, they don't really stick. But I did my best. And Ace, we're going to miss you. Thanks for watching. Back to the show with our top 5 costumes on bands.
All right. Well, thank you, folks, for watching that. Now, we're going to do something a little bit different tonight in that we're going to let our first special guest of the evening start the show, which is Rob Daniels, or as I should say, Dapper Daniels. Rob, your number 5 pick for the best costume on a band.
I have to go with the what did you just do? Okay, never mind. Sorry.
One of his victims.
Yeah, one of the victims. Galadriel's being a little bit of a because I'm ignoring her. She might show up. Anyway, I'd have to go with 80s, the specific hats on Devo. Yeah, the stair-stepping hats on Devo and their outfits with Whip It. Whip It good.
Fantastic first pick, Rob. Outside of the box, I didn't see that one coming. Now, Galadriel. Heck of a show debut. Johnny Metal. You're number 5. I have lined up here. There we go. Okay, so would you like to explain your number 5? I hope I'm doing this in the right order, but I'm going in starting in 84.
You can actually go in reverse.
Reverse. Okay, so pardon me.
It's okay.
I'll get the photo locked and loaded here.
Right.
And reverse is, there we go. This photo right
I'm
here.
going to be sticking to a particular band. This is going to be my thing. So I'm going to stick with Wasp. And this is essentially has been Blackie's stage gear, stage costume for quite a number of years now. He's got the boots, with the tassels. He's got the knee pads. He's got the black pants, and then the Wasp tour shirt and the saw blades up there as he gets on Elvis and does his thing. This picture was actually taken by me when I saw them in 2024 in Atlanta. And so, like I said, this is what Blackie's basically been doing ever since. So that's what I'm going with. Like I said, my theme is going to be Wasp tonight. So
love it, Johnny. I don't have a theme, but Johnny, you'll recognize this chap. It's Papa Emeritus from the band Ghost. I know there's a lot of people out there who do not like the band Ghost. I do like the band Ghost. It's not focusing very well, or maybe that's just my lack of glasses. I didn't really have any preference for any of the different Papa characters. I just picked 4 because he's the one that I have the Super 7 Ultimates figure of. And I did a whole separate video on this guy with Johnny. But at first I was kind of repulsed by the whole ghost image, the whole satanic priest kind of image. But I kind of grew accustomed to their theatrics, and this is certainly part of their theatrics. And yeah, that's why I'm going with Ghost and Papa in specific, and Papa 4, just because I wanted to show off this prop one more time today for the physical product fans. So there you go. Harrison, your number 5.
All right, so as we know, I like to bend and sometimes break the rules. Don't worry, I'm not putting chicken foot on this list. But I am going to be picking a person who is on stage but not a member of the musicians and the band. So, Mike, if you could load up the image from Alice Cooper's performance at Hellfest 2022, halfway through Roses on White Lay, out comes this striking white figure here, as you can see, dressed pretty much entirely in white hair, white skin, splash of red down, and she's like parading around on stage. And then sort of later in the song, Alice stabs her, and then she goes limp, basically, with the second image here. And she has these piercing white eyes that just stare right through your soul. And it makes a real contrast to all the leather jackets and stuff on stage. I'm pretty sure this is Cheryl Cooper, not Calico, because Alice gives her a big kiss on the lips before he stabs her.
Okay, so we'll go with that. Good pick, Harrison. And let's just get caught up with the comments here. You might have to help me read them. Those Slipknot characters have, what? That is a excellent comment, because they not only have some very interesting costumes, but they stay within specific characters. And I don't know all their numbers and names and things, but there's the one guy that always has the nails sticking out of his head, and there's the other guy that kind of looks like a pig, and another one that looks like a clown, and different masks. But they evolve their costumes year by year and album by album, which I admire. And we'll get to a band that does that as well later on in this list. Yes. Actually, I was thinking at some point, if I needed to, I would take off the wig and just be Frank Zappa, but I'm not going to do that yet. Excellent pick. And Sid is the nails guy. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so round 2, Rob, your number 4.
My number 4 is, well, actually, it's funny. The only time I've ever really seen Alice Cooper is in his is in his current garb. But when I saw him on, I can't remember what show it was, without his makeup on, I thought it was he still looks the same, but it's weird. So I would say anytime Feed My Frankenstein.
Sorry.
Anytime I've heard Feed My Frankenstein, his look during that. I remember years ago on a show called Real People. Like this now dates me. This now really dates me.
John Davidson and Kathy Lee Crosby and Fran Tarkenton, I think, were the hosts.
That was the one.
Kathy Lee Crosby, yes. Yep.
Yeah, and so the thing is that when I saw him on that was kind of my introduction to him, and I said, "Who is this guy?" And then found out he was like a musician and all of this, and kind of got into his music, and that's where I started listening to Clones and all of this, that kind of stuff. So yeah, Alice Cooper is my number 4.
Awesome. And hey, Ash, happy November 1st, Ash. And hope you had a good Halloween. And yeah, I do. My mustache is just a little too full, but maybe next year I'll get the Harrison vibe a little bit better.
You are what you is.
You are what you is.
You are what you is.
So Johnny, what I learned there is I can't load your photos in advance while Rob is talking. I have to wait until he's done. But let's load up photo 2.
So let's take a little trip to this lovely little album here, KFD. And Blackie had quite the garb for this particular album. And stage shows, you can see where that knife is hanging off the codpiece in a rather erect form there. So yeah, there's all kinds of fun things that happens during that part of the show. We won't go into that, but that would be the KFD era. He kind of had this like teardrop thing with the makeup, kind of had a little bit more of a white face. in some of the promo pictures. So this outfit, however, is not very flattering to Blackie personally. I just never quite liked the assless chaps. It's just kind of disgusting, but that's just me. Hey, this is me we're talking, so who knows? But there you go. That would be my number 4 for Blackie.
I raise my hand in support of Johnny on the stance of the chaps. Okay, let's see. I want to get into that roar.
Rawr.
Johnny Rambo. wait. Johnny, this is just a bad
Roger,
reminder of Monday
Roger,
night.
that's an image I did not need to have.
It's over, Johnny.
It's over, Johnny.
It's over, Johnny.
Okay, well, let's go with my number
Save
4.
us, Mike. Save us.
I'll do my best. I'll go with I noticed that Harrison brushes his hair out of his face a lot, and now I understand why.
Yes, an unfortunate side effect of having this hair.
I wanted to include Judas Priest because I always loved they were a band whose costumes evolved from tour to tour, and I really wanted to do Painkiller era, but my physical copy of Painkiller doesn't do it justice. There's the band, but what I really loved about Halford, my hand is covering Halford. Let's go this way. What I really loved about Halford during this era is that he looked badass with the bald head, but I loved he had this like heavy leather studded jacket. It must have weighed like 40 pounds to put it on. I know he said it was seriously heavy and that people thought he was nuts for having this jacket with this much metal and had like dangling stuff all over it. And it just looked so cool on stage. So, in light of me kind of just wanting to include Judas Priest because I loved their slant on metal costumes, I went with Painkiller era because I thought that was kind of like when they were at their most badass, to be blunt. So there you go, and that brings us to Harrison Kopp.
Yes, Mike, I believe you have some physical product ready for this one. So there had to be a Kiss person on my list, and I have chosen Eric the Fox Carr. No real reason why I chose Eric over one of the others, other than the fox look just really speaks to me. I really do like Eric Carr's makeup design.
I'll get you a good photo of his outfit during that time. Well, maybe not a great photo because I kind of put him in the back of the picture. Oh, there. Thank you, Johnny.
There, Rockology. Perfect. Yes, and I'm just going to say about Eric Carr, in a band that's Kiss, at the height of their makeup, when you're playing Black Diamond and you're the drummer and you're the center of attention, when you've got Paul and Ace and Gene on stage with you, that takes something to do. But Eric Carr pulls that off.
Yes. I was just going to say, did they ever play with Ace? Yeah, he would have played with Ace on the Unmasked tour.
Sydney 1980, particularly from the Kissology Vol 2 DVD is what I'm thinking of here.
Nice. Enjoy that, Ash. Enjoy.
Yes, thankfully not in the remake.
Thanks, Jake, for joining us. Okay, round 3, number 3. We have Rob the Assassin ready to assassinate our number 3 picks.
All right. Well, number 3 for me is a group that I discovered actually almost by accident, and it was one day I was going on for videos that had misheard lyrics, and I heard the song Wishmaster, and so I went with Nightwish, and they just they're a goth kind of band. But the lead singer, the female lead singer, wears this really interesting looking bustier, and unfortunately I didn't have time to pull together some pictures, so I apologize.
No problem.
But at the same time, check out the band. They're an interesting look. I'll just say that.
We have talked about Nightwish on the show before because Jake actually happens to be a Nightwish fan. And maybe he will chime in the comments with his thoughts on that bustier. But And I
If you're talking about Taya, the first singer they had, Jake is more partial to Floor Jansen, their third and current singer.
Okay, yes. Henry, I almost picked Peter Gabriel's flower costume for this list. And Johnny, would you be able to answer the previous question about the Eric Carr
Phrased
solo?
so eloquently by Mr. Steve Roger.
Honestly, I picked it up. My copy is actually my vinyl copy is still sealed, so I have yet to play the vinyl. I believe I do have a CD version of it. I just haven't taken time to listen to it, so I honestly don't know if that Eric Carr album is any good. I've heard people say that it's not, but I've not given it a chance yet. So I should make a point to give it a chance.
It's decent. There's a lot of really good songs on there that if they were finished, they could have been hits, like for someone like Bryan Adams or somebody like that, who he's worked for in the past. But there's a lot of stuff on there that's really unfinished and almost like to the point of novelty listening. Okay, so my next pick.
Did we do Johnny's?
Johnny's? No, we didn't.
No, over me, man.
Johnny Invisible here.
Johnny Invisible.
It's over, Johnny.
I just keep going on and on
and that's here's Johnny.
Here's me. All right. Well, I got a fit. How about this one? Let's go with some flaming cod pieces here and shooting fireworks off. This would have been from the Inside the Electric Circus tour. Of course, that one I think is even better. I think that was used in there was that Paramount show, Nothing But a Good Time. I think that was used as something. But yeah, I can't imagine how scary that had to be testing that thing, because I think one time it backfired, and I think Blackie would have definitely have been more than lawless. That's for sure. But thank goodness. But the Inside the Electric Circus, you got that kind of that almost like a Paul Stanley like top there from like Destroyer thing going on. But then the cod piece, you gotta love that. So there you go.
And some Paul Stanley patterns on the stage there behind his legs.
Yes, about animalize-y looking, But
awesome.
So here you go.
Let's see, but these comments here. Okay. We did Roger. Google Boost JPEGs.
No.
You're worse. Oh God, yes. Okay, so enough about the women's underwear.
Well, looks like I've opened a can of worms.
A can of worms. Okay, so my next pick. Unfortunately, again, I don't own a good edition of this album for this period of this band, and I'm not like the biggest Motley Crue fan in the world anymore. I used to be at one point, but they've soured on me in recent years. But the Shout at the Devil era of Motley Crue, this is my entry point, and Rob will appreciate this because Bob Schipper had a big poster on his wall of Vince Neil. It wasn't this picture. I don't have the picture, but I'm sure if you Googled it, you could find it. But it was Vince Neil, and he was kind of standing there in that, like, I'm a post-apocalyptic ninja kind of gear. And I remember he had this arm gauntlet that kind of looked like it was like a crossbow launcher. And I thought, man, doesn't get any cooler than that, being prepared to rock the apocalypse with a freaking crossbow launcher attached to your arm. I loved it. It was Rob again will recognize 1984 was a huge time for those post-apocalyptic films, and there was a ton of them. And Motley Crue took that, and many bands too. Wasp did as well to a certain degree, but Motley Crue took that to their image, and bless them. I love them for it. Okay, over to you, Harrison.
All right, Mike, I'm going to have to slightly contradict you on what the coolest thing is. So for my number 3rd entry, and I actually have physical product now from going forward, I am picking Rob Halford, but I am picking the iconic Unleashed in the East appearance, just like the jacket, the hat, the glasses, but coolest of all, that pose. Like, I don't think there's a cooler pose in rock and roll than Rob Halford there with his arm up. And the back cover, almost as good too on the bike. And he has worn like a few different and similar looks to this on stage, sometimes with a bit more silver, sometimes with a beard, but I don't think it ever got any better than the Unleashed in the East cover.
Iconic for sure. That's the one that is basically the Super 7 action figure that I also have. We've seen that in prior shows.
Oh, I thought that was the Us Festival appearance. There was a bit more silver on the Super 7.
Oh, could be.
Or Live Vengeance 82.
Regardless, though, the one that you're holding up with that I mean, Freddie Mercury was known for that pose too, so it is iconic. You know, it is that rock pose. Excellent pick by Harrison Kopp. I need to put these on. You know what? We're going to change costumes mid-show.
Oh, it's Dan Charton.
I need to see. So we're going to Frank Zappa for the rest of the show. Sorry, Harrison.
No,
I couldn't do it. It's an endurance thing. Like, I can see my teeth are black from the stuff on the mustache. The things we do. I can see again.
Suffering for your art, Mike.
I hope the audience appreciates. Okay, so now I can actually read some of the comments. Maria Brinks out. You know what? That's a great look. I saw her opening for Ozzy and Rob Zombie on that tour, and Rob Zombie's another great one for lists like this. Okay, Roger. Thank you, Henry, for your feedback. Oh, I'm not familiar with that, but that's really cool, Jake. Really cool.
All it needs is a little cigar.
Oh.
This.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, where were we, Rob? I believe you are heading us into the fourth round.
Yeah, the fourth round, which is number 2.
Yep.
Okay, I'm surprised that no one has said on this list, and I know I'm kind of random here, but I was thinking of costumes and that sort of thing. You have to talk about Gwar. No one has talked about Gwar. I don't like their music, but their look is incredibly cool. And I've seen them in like the weirdest places. I remember them doing like a wrestling promo one time on the WWE or WWF or whatever it was at that time. They are hilarious, and like I said, their music is, for me, it's borderline. I'm okay sometimes with it, but Gwar. What more needs to be said?
Brilliant pick. Glad you picked that one because they do deserve
Could you even imagine seeing Gwar in like a big stadium? It wouldn't work.
No, it wouldn't.
That's why you only see them in these really strange, goofy places, because that's the only places that you can really see the stage show properly. But
cool.
They are innovators, and yeah, great. Glad that Rob gave them props on this show. Okay, let us get Johnny Metal's next one up, which is 1985, I believe.
Yes, so I'm sticking with Wasp, of course, with Blackie's costume here. So he's got the Indian feathers kind of hanging off there, and he's got that kind of ripped up T-shirt going on, but he's got the extra gray in the hair there, and just and it's funny when I in this copy of Last Command that I picked up not too long ago. Let me see, where was it? Leather. You could buy the backless pants for $80 40 years ago. So there you go.
Thanks for looking that up. That's awesome. Okay, so Johnny is doing all Wasp, by the way, Jake.
Yes.
And Jake was supposed to go out with Mudvayne. Wow. Yeah, life does happen. Blackie Clouser, 100% true. And Johnny Wasp. Oh, Roger always just like...
Roger, stop.
You're riding this wave, and then Roger's like a freaking tornado or something. Okay, I guess
That interrupts the wave.
interrupts
Hurricane Roger.
Hurricane Roger. I kind of teased that this was going to be one of my picks because I mentioned them in like every single teaser. I don't know. Sorry, let me start over again. I love the Beatles for many of their costume phases, and I include the suits and ties as a costume. You know, that was their look. They wouldn't have dressed like that if they weren't in that band, you know.
Dressed to kill, you might say.
Dressed to Kill, one might say. By the way, I just ordered the Dressed to Kill box set today, and it should be here next week. But Sgt. Pepper. I've always loved military dress. I don't know what you call those braids, but I've always loved military uniforms with the braids and the epaulettes and these big fancy, buttons and things like that. Yngwie Malmsteen might be said to have imitated the style a little bit with some of his stage gear, but the four colors, the four guys, it's so iconic. So Beatles, Sgt. Pepper. It wasn't even like something I had to think about. I was like, I knew the Beatles were going to be on my list for being so early in sort of cementing that unified band image. And as soon as I thought of the Beatles, it had to be Sgt. Pepper. So there you go. We'll get caught up with some of the comments here. Jenny Wasp, I like that comment a lot. I don't know what that Heartbreak Kid. That's what that means. That's a great example, Ash. Yes, fantastic and good Stones representation. Thank you, Henry. Thank you very much. Elvis Presley would also be very important to be on this list, and if I was going to pick Elvis Presley, it would be the Las Vegas period Elvis Presley. Fleur Johnson had during this black like woman stocking bodysuit. Okay, you and Roger can get a room.
I think Floor Jansen does have the best outfits of all the Nightwish singers.
Awesome. I'm not familiar enough with the band. I got on to the band during the Annette Olson era and kind of stuck with them a little bit tangentially, not really paying a lot of attention, but still like, yes, I'll listen to them. Harrison, this is it for the second to last round. Your number 2 pick.
All right, we are going to Iron Maiden now with Bruce Dickinson. Now, he's had quite a few looks over the years, but I'm picking one from the Legacy of the Beast tour. And I know that doesn't narrow it down because he had like 6 or 7. But I am picking during Fear of the Dark, Bruce Dickinson comes out with this really cool long coat, and he's holding a lantern, and he's got a top hat. And it's just a really cool look. It's probably my favorite look he's ever had.
Hold it up again, sorry. Can you hold it up?
Yeah, there is a second. Here's a picture from the front in the liner notes. Oh, come on, focus.
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 We tried.
There
we go. Yeah. Okay.
And there's actually a look at a few of his other outfits too. But it's the Lantern Man look that I like the most. It was just so cool. And this outfit was so good that they actually brought it back on the Run For Your Life tour, making it one of the very few pieces of returning Maiden stage props that actually made it past a tour, basically, and came back.
And folks, if you want to learn more interesting facts about Iron Maiden, tune in next week to 50 Years of Iron Maiden, which will be returning. Okay, anyway. Okay. The number 1 round. This is where we put all the cards on the table, Rob. You have to be serious here. Your number 1.
Number 1. Okay. So it's interesting that you held up the Beatles. Because but my choice is not the Beatles. Okay. I grew up in the 70s, early 70s, and my sister used to play this music all the time. And for some reason, their look always struck me as something really, really interesting. I'm talking about early 70s Bay City Rollers. I have to admit that their look back then was, and I mean, finding out that my heritage was Scottish as well, made an absolutely amazing look. She's just knocking stuff down. Here.
She rules the house.
Here's the little blighter right here. you're just being so naughty because I'm not paying attention to you.
You know what? Next time,
Yeah.
just be aware if Galadriel comes back on the screen. Next time, I need to get a good screenshot of that and put her into the show intro if I get a shot. Uncle Meat. Okay, can you repeat for Meat Man what you are?
I am, well, if you unfortunately you can't see the symbol on the side, Uncle Meat, but it's I am from the game Assassin's Creed Syndicate. And it is I am essentially an assassin here from the game. I love the hat. The hat was a nice Facebook marketplace find. I'll just say that much. Decently priced, and so I went with the whole kind of Jack the Ripper. I guess I kind of look like Jack the Ripper because Assassin's Creed Syndicate is kind of set during that period of time it's in London, so yeah, people would be dressed like this. So
yes, Jacob Fry would be the name if you wanted a specific.
That was the name
name
I was looking for. Yes.
Yes, and nobody knows what Jack the Ripper looks like. For all we know, you could be a dead ringer for him, reincarnated.
Who knows?
And Meat,
Red Jack.
I pivoted mid-show. Red Jack, that's a Star Trek reference. I pivoted mid-show, Meat. I couldn't wear that Harrison wig, and I need to put my glasses on, so now I'm Frank Zappa.
Oh, yeah. On the topic of Victorian murderers, if you watch Primeval, Spring-Heeled Jack is a Velociraptor.
Oh,
I could see the London After Midnight there too. Actually, he just Lon Chaney just didn't have the mustache, or the beard, but the look certainly goes from there. Yeah, I could see that.
It's the second time I've had that comment. Okay.
Johnny, somehow I think you're going to have Blackie Lawless as your number one. Am I right?
No, it's probably going to be Samantha Fox.
Oh,
no, it's going to be Blackie Lawless, of course, from that first Wasp tour. And of course, you got to love the Warlock bass, or not the War. I don't think that's the Warlock, but anyway, the saw blade in the middle of the cod piece with the lovely subtitle to the Animal track. Of course, he had to get rid of it because it probably got in the way of his bass playing a little too much. But I mean, come on, with the saw blades and then those spike things coming out, he didn't have to worry about anybody jumping on stage and trying to like hug him or anything, because they probably would get killed if they did.
I never noticed the giant bolts on his arm before.
Yeah. I think he eventually got rid of him and just, well, let me talk to you. I think he just got rid of those eventually and just made it all saw blades. But either way, nobody's going to be rushing the stage on him to hug him, because they're going to be in the hospital.
Imagine if he went stage diving.
Yeah,
the crowd would just part.
Oh yeah. So.
And Johnny Metal is Johnny Metal tonight. Anyone going? Yeah, you know what? I don't know. Let's see what happens at the end of this round. I'm next, and I don't have Ozzy, but it's a repeat actually, and this was not intended. But it's not just Eric Carr. It is the Kiss Creatures of the Night era. Obviously, you knew Kiss was going to be my number one. That's kind of duh. But I think for me, it was between this and that Dynasty Unmasked era. Unmasked was a cool era for me. Pre-Eric Carr, when Peter Criss was wearing that gigantic cat outfit that, of course, was never really used because he didn't do the tour. But Kiss's Creatures of the Night era, which did have Eric Carr, had some of, I think, Gene's coolest looking stuff. There we go. There's Gene. He looked like a tank. He looked like he was armored. And one of the first Kiss things that I ever saw was I Love It Loud. And in that video, Gene's like blowing things up with fire coming out of his mouth. He looks vicious, but he definitely looks like military, like a tank. And he's got like chain mail and stuff hanging off of his armor. There's Eric. One more time.
So this will be right after Gene's red cape look, right?
Yes. Which again, that's
'Cause
kind of like
I really like the red cape look myself.
the red cape look is kind of what look at Rob. The red cape look is kind of what I was talking about with that Dynasty Unmasked era. Like there's a photo of Vinny because he was the touring guitar player.
Yeah, I got to give an honorable shout out to Vinny as sort of my second pick because I love ancient Egyptian iconography.
Very good. Yes, excellent. But I'm because of in honor of Ace, we're sticking with the Ace version. And again, look at Gene's outfit. You can see the armor on his arms. If he was a serious musician, I'm sure he would have found that kind of an impediment to his playing. So that is my number one, which means we're ending it on Harrison Kopp today.
All right, I'm going to rattle off a short list of honorable mentions before I go into my number one. So, from the Legacy of the Beast to a flamethrower Bruce during Flight of Icarus, and Pilot Bruce from Aces High with his goggles, both great looks. Weird Al, but specifically my favorite is the Dare to Be Stupid yellow jumpsuit and goggles look that he had when he played that on stage. Tobias Forge, both his robed look and his silver suit appearance, the more stripped down look that he had. Angus Young, of course, the schoolboy uniform. Classic Eddie, Iron Maiden Eddie from the Women in Uniform video and the Live at the Rainbow, where it's just a guy in jeans and a jacket and an Eddie mask. Arthur Brown, of course, the God of Hellfire. The Sweet, of course, not Steve Priest's Nazi regalia, but more like Brian Connolly's silver cat suit and golden locks. And lastly, for the honorable mentions, Lady Gaga, just in general. All right, so my number one. So the moment that Mike told me this show idea, I knew instantly what my number one was going to be, and it would be hard to beat this. So I'm talking about CanCon. This is the Cybertronic Spree. So basically,
I was thinking about that.
As you can probably guess, they wear Transformer outfits on stage. Like my actual pick is going to be RC, probably because she translates best to stage because her design in animation is probably the most human-like, and she has a fantastic set of lungs. RC, check out their cover of Immigrant Song if you want to hear that. But like as you can see, there's Hot Rod there, there's a Quintesson, there's Soundwave, there's Unicron. Although on stage, Unicron just performs as Unicron's head and just wears black to simulate the space. So, I mean, it's pretty hard to beat dressing up as Transformers for my number one. So that is what my number one is.
Bravo. Thank you, Harrison. I had faith that Cybertronic Spree would show up tonight, but thank you for confirming my faith. I want to address...
And yes, CanCon as well.
I want to address one comment here before I go to the others. Uncle Meat, King Diamond, stay tuned because we're not done yet. I have seen Weird Al. He's amazing live. We have support for Lady Gaga. Roger expressing his love.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's Lady Gaga he means. I like Demi Lovato. She's got a great pair of lungs. Okay, so I mentioned King Diamond. Well, before we go, I have two brief slideshows for you. And I asked for some photos of past Halloween costumes from both Johnny Metal and from Dan Chartrand, who I dressed up as on Johnny Metal's show on Monday. So we'll start with Johnny Metal. This is, I didn't put subtitles of the characters, but you will see King Diamond. This is his collage of costumes. Oh, some great stuff there, Johnny. You've taken it seriously some of these times.
Well, that was that's all been almost, that was all that was over 30 years ago. Here, let me take so you don't see my eyes when I'm talking about, when I'm talking to you. Yeah, there was a Grim Reaper. There was King Diamond. There was Phantom of the Opera. There was kind of like an old hermit looking thing. There was one picture that you couldn't really see me that well. That was actually the character. That was actually Cabal from the Nightbreed movie. When if you ever saw the movie Nightbreed, it's basically what the Boone character turns into, and he has this wild makeup thing. And that was all over like 30 years ago or so.
There we go. I got my shot. Galadriel, you are going in the Grab a Stack of Rock intro video next time. That's awesome, Johnny. Thank you. Now, Dan's is easier because Harrison added subtitles. But check
Yes,
this out.
I edited Dan, so there's a slight editing mismatch between how we did it. I did basically label them as well for your benefit, except for one, which we'll get to. You'll see.
Right. Now, Dan, he is not just a Halloween dress-up guy. He goes to conventions and things. So some of these are from conventions, I believe. But check out Dan's costumes. Well done, Dan. We'll just get to the comments. Johnny, serious? Yes. Yes. He was King Diamond. Oh, I don't know what that means. Nightbreed is
was I
underrated.
backsliding? I think that was back. When you backsliding when I was King Diamond. That was probably my pre-Christian days.
Okay. Oh, I understand. Nightbreed is underrated.
Nightbreed.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a movie that hasn't aged terribly well, but man, those characters and the makeup that they did for that is really amazing. It's just a shame that the movie didn't come out as good as it could have been.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, folks. So we are going to wrap up in time for you to all get comfy and watch the baseball game. Go Jays. That is the only political statement I'm making tonight. Now, Rob, you have had a busy day. You have you've got some stuff on your YouTube, and you've got a show tonight as well.
Yeah, I got. I just put up 3 shows, 3 reviews, Scanners, Carnival Row, and Alan Wake are the 3 videos that if you want to check them out, check them out. Tonight, though, at midnight, when I'm as the 31st becomes the 1st, I am doing the 90th anniversary of The Bride of Frankenstein.
Nice.
So and last night I went to go see the Wellington Winds and got to see a live orchestra play with the original Frankenstein. So just in the past week, I've been to a seance. I've done a paranormal investigation. I've been to Scream Park. I've been to the premiere of the Hilarious House of Frightenstein documentary, and there was and what was the other thing that I've done? It's been Halloween nutty around here, and my girlfriend Tamara and I were just going to all this stuff and just having a blast doing it.
The House of Frightenstein is a must. I gotta see that. Gotta see that.
I think it's. I'm not sure if it's in Stratford this weekend or not, but it's there a lot. It's showing up at a lot of film festivals, so it might show up at like a local film festival. It may even show up at the Princess. Who knows?
Who knows? Okay, thank you, Rob. Now, Johnny, I know you're kind of taking a hiatus for a little while. Is there anything that you can tell us?
Well, yeah, Monday be Monday Night Metal. I don't have a topic necessarily, but it might. We'll see. I think other than maybe a couple of guest appearances, I think I may kind of take the year off, or the rest of the year off, and just kind of focus on life and try to get my head screwed back on a little bit better and keep going forward, get my priorities kind of straightened out. So yeah.
Well, you know, you've always got our support here, and we always appreciate you taking your time to be on with us. Now, as for Harrison and myself, we've had a few weeks off from 50 Years of Iron Maiden because we've had all these fun shows lined up. Like we did this as Spinal Tap last week. We did this. And 50 Years of Iron Maiden is back next week with a very, very, very special guest. We have Mr. Bob Cesca from Camp Chaos. Now, what is Camp Chaos? They were the animation studio that did Napster Bad back in 1999, 2000, and later did a bunch of music videos for the Iron Maiden DVD Visions of the Beast. So we got Bob Cesca in the studio. We sat down. We talked to him about everything, including what it's like to go viral. Wake up one morning and you're viral, and working with Iron Maiden. And that's a show that we're very proud of, Harrison and myself. We cannot wait for you to see it. So check that out. That is next week on Grab a Stack of Rock. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Harrison. Go Jays, go. Any last words, boys, before we head out?
Bit ominous, don't you think?
What's
Any
that?
last words?
Well, before we head out. And it is Halloween, so any last... Wait. Let me do it more. Any last words, young Harrison? No?
What is it Harrison Ford says in his I like Ike? Slams the gun down.
How about Harrison? How about you select a song for us to go out on?
Well, no, I feel we have to do it. Well, we heard Oktoberfest cheer earlier.
Yeah, we did. Can't do it again.
God's on the radio, why not?
God's on the Radio by Max the Axe. Thanks for joining. Happy Halloween. Take care, everybody. Good night. Fuck off.
God's on the radio. You got Buddha on the audio. Scott Bale on the telephone. Dan Rather at Presidio and putting all the knowledge in the same game. Mark on the stereo.